So hello and welcome to the show today. My name's Linda Johnston. I'm a life coach and part of my coaching business is involved with media. So I've got a YouTube channel, Live Outside the Box. And on that channel, I look at various different topics like health and fitness, relationships, family, parenting, things that actually impact us as individuals. So in the month of January, I chose to look at the subject of health and fitness for the full month. And I was out and about with my camera, interviewing people and finding out what was going on in our community. And one of the things that really sort of struck me and something that I was so keen to find out about was the program called Couch to 5K. So with me today, I've got three great guests and I want to say thank you. So we've got Caroline, we've got Anne and Aidan. So thank you so much for coming along to be participating in our first chat show. So Caroline, if I could just ask you first of all, how did you get involved in the Couch to 5K?
Well, I have been living here a few years now and started my fitness instructing job here in Derrygon. So the football club approached me in 2015 to deliver this Couch to 5K programme. The football club have a committee called the Health and Wellbeing Committee, and it was that committee that came up with this idea, organised it, and then approached me to actually run with the programme, which I did 2 years ago. So we've had two successful programmes since. Such a brilliant programme. It is, it gets complete beginners up and moving and gives them confidence, and then, as you'll hear, you get some great success stories out of it,
Mm-hmm. And if you can maybe explain a little bit about the Couch
So the Couch to 5K really is to encourage complete beginner exercisers, to start exercising. So the clue, I suppose, is in the name. It is Couch to 5K. So you're literally trying to encourage, complete beginners to get up and to move a little.
Anne, if I could just bring you in here, tell me a little bit about, I know that you started and got involved in the Couch to 5K a couple of years ago. So if you could just bring us back to that point, and even just to say, what was it that inspired you or motivated you to do it in the first place?
I started at the very first one, which would have been, I suppose, about 2 years ago now. And I had never exercised, I worked full time, and all the usual excuses. Oh, I don't have time to exercise. I'm too busy with work and with family and everything else. And because it was on during the summer months, I just thought, oh, do you know what? It's only 2 hours. An hour twice a week, so it was 2 hours altogether. And says, if I can't find time for that, there's something wrong. So I thought, put it aside as a bit of me time, away from the family and everything else. And it was, started off, with your circuits on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, and I worked it kind of around my shifts at work. And then you done the run or the walk on the Sunday evening. And I say, my husband, he looked after the kids while I went out to do that. And I said, the first time I done it, I ended up actually walking most of it because I had shin splints and everything else. I was quite overweight. And then when I done it again, then just last year, the change was so different. I just got straight into the exercise, and it just kind of clicked with me more that I really wanted to do it and really enjoyed it, and meeting other people and just having a bit of fun as well. It's great.
So you were saying that you were quite overweight the first time that you did it. So have you lost weight since then, or what? Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because I know that you did. You have lost.
I have lost over 4 stone.
4 stone, which is amazing.
With exercising and eating healthier as well. And I say I've been, in between times I've actually done classes with Caroline. I think doing the circuits gave me the confidence in myself to go and do more activity as well. Because sometimes, when you're overweight, especially, you're self-conscious of, exercising in front of people and that. But when you get out there and actually do it, and it's how good you feel when you exercise, and even getting out in the fresh air, the mental, benefits of it is, you can't even explain to people, like.
Brilliant, so we'll come back to you in a minute. So Aidan, tell me how, and can I say that you're 79 years of age, is that right?
That is correct.
Oh, so Aidan, tell me a little bit about whenever you first got involved and why even you got involved.
Well, 2 years ago when it started, it was the first year of it, and I just wanted to get a bit fitter, and we did the 10-week course, and then it was on in September of that year, and unfortunately I didn't get doing the 5k that day because my wife took ill and she died actually that week. But last year now I got doing it. Now I walk, I don't run, but I really enjoy it, and we've kept up the keep fit all year during the winter every Wednesday night, and it has been great for me.
And so what does it bring for you? I mean, you said you kept it up. What is it that sort of makes you come back again and again?
Well, it gets me out on the Wednesday night, and I walk nearly every day anyway now since that. I do about 3 or 4 miles a day, just depends on the weather. Yeah.
Aidan's my star pupil.
That's what I was going to say. Caroline! So what does that do for you? Because I know you're very involved here in the community, and we're in Derry.
I'm very passionate about my job. It makes it all worthwhile. The early mornings, the long evenings, but when you see the likes of Anne and Aidan and various other people, you see the quality of their life changing for the better. I get to see them, full stop. So on a selfish front, I enjoy it because I enjoy the people and I get to meet some absolutely lovely people. But I'm so proud of them. I can't even put it into words. When you see something like the Couch to 5k, when you see a complete beginner come in the door and you see them stick at it for 10 weeks, and it's hard for them, at the beginning. And
it is, definitely.
Anne suffered at the beginning. But she came back regardless, so she couldn't run. So the other option there was she walked. Mm-hmm. She could do exercises in the circuit class. So she didn't give up because, it's a Couch to 5k. The goal is ultimately, for most people to run it. But the fact that she physically couldn't because of her shin splints, because of a sore back and things, she didn't give up. And now this year, because she didn't give up 2 years ago, this year she ran it, and she ran it with her daughter, who is how old? 11 years old. Yeah. And such an inspiration for her young children as well. And I know the likes of Aidan losing his wife. The social aspect of it is phenomenal. If I don't see Aidan on a Wednesday night, I'll worry. And Aidan and I have become friends as well, and Aidan horse rides at 79 years of age. Yeah. And I've been out to watch him, and that side, even for me, as an outsider moving in, it's been invaluable on a selfish level. Mm-hmm. But for the community, you see a whole community change, really, as far as I can see,
Which is fabulous. And I know, even from a coaching perspective, there's statistics that would suggest that we will achieve our goal, sort of 95% of the time we will achieve a goal if we're accountable to somebody else. Yes,
if you have someone else to answer to.
If somebody else to answer to. So I would say that this actually really does work.
Yeah, the goal, it was the Health and Wellbeing Committee of the football club that organised this, and well-being being, for me, as health, fitness, yes, but well-being is so important, and to see, like Anne explained it one day, it was like a haze lifting, that you feel alive and happier. It's a mental thing, isn't it?
Tell us a little bit about that, Anne, because that sounds amazing. So it's like you said, like a haze.
Well, if I think back to 2 years ago, there's actually, I had pictures here, I left them down the car, but there's a photograph of me at the first Couch to 5k. My shoulders are slumped down, my head's down. And I think that's the way I physically and mentally felt about myself, that there was a weight on my shoulders, it was not just the physical weight, but just like a heaviness and like a fog. And with doing the exercises and, just interacting with other people and, outside of work, you just feel stronger. you know, physically as well as mentally. You know, you've more confidence, you know, and like I find now even my posture and everything, you know, I'm standing straighter, sitting up straighter, looking at people instead of keeping my head down and shying away from people.
Wow, and that's all been since you've been doing the Couch to 5K.
Definitely.
And it does have an impact. I mean, our health and fitness then has an impact on the rest of our life as well.
And Anne works with elderly patients, so knows now the value, you know, of...
I've even seen, you know, Aidan exercising and that. Like, I could see the difference in him, you know, because I work with older people. I could see his balance and everything had improved, you know, at doing the exercise and that. And that's obviously reduced his likelihoods of falls, and, you know, he's added years onto his life. And like myself, I have added years onto my life as well by doing exercise.
Quality of life, you know, the quality of life's better.
Definitely.
So then the plans for this year, are there any plans?
Yes, well, I'm sure there are plans in the pipeline. You know, there's another lady who does fitness classes here in the community, Mary Rutledge. She's a big runner. She organises the Derrygonley 5 and 10K every September. So our programme, so the club's programme really runs up to that date in September. It's usually mid-September, and that's our goal, isn't it? Yeah. Over the course of the programme, and then over the course of the year, for a lot of people that have taken it on board as a lifestyle, that's our goal, is the Derrygonley 5 and 10K. And over the last 2 years, the numbers have been phenomenal because of the programme. Yeah. And Mary Rutledge helped me coach it this year while I was away, and she's a very experienced runner. So it's not about the more experienced runners, that's not what our programme is about, but I mean, she was fantastic, and there's people who have done the 5K over the last 2 years that will ultimately probably do the 10K. Not be me, I never run 10K. But
and it is getting good, because like when Mary, you know, she'd run it alongside you, and like, you know your own pace, but she'd be able to say to you, look, Anne, you can push it a wee bit harder, like, whereas you don't do that yourself. No, you need someone else to say, look, try it, you know, go a bit faster to challenge you.
So I suppose in the training, because I mean, I know it's something I definitely would love to get involved in. I probably used to run years ago, and I never actually really enjoyed running. I love walking, but I definitely would love to get involved. So even if you just give me a sort of an example of how it sort of all progresses.
Okay, so day one, we all meet here, we have tea, coffee, I give a talk on the benefits of the programme, health, and, you know, your health benefits and your mental benefits, and really hammer home to everybody sitting in the group that have come to hear about the programme that it's for beginners, that I don't care if there's, you know, and we do have a lot of very good runners on our programme, and they simply come out for the social aspect, but it is for beginners. So week one, we talk, we have coffee and cake, and then we take a walk around the route, the Derrygonley 5K route. So we walk it the first time. Then week one, the programme is run, slow jog, fast walk, depending on the level that you're at, 30 seconds. Recover a minute, 2 minutes. And each week you just basically build up how long you're running for over that particular hour, you know, so it's intervals, it's slow, fast, slow. No matter what your slow is or what your fast is, you're building up the length of time you're able to run or jog or, again, fast walk. And we have two groups, and we have those that just haven't quite got the confidence, don't think that they're going to run it, but then maybe towards the end do. Even Aidan would give a run there as well. You know, so that's it. It's graded goals. We build it up very slowly. We ask people to go out and practice in between. You know, because running is hard. I find running very difficult, and I'm a coach, you know.
I mean, it is step by step.
Yeah.
And then it's over a 10-week period, which gives you a good length of time to actually get into the whole swing of it.
And then in between then, so we run circuit classes then. So that's circuit classes for core strength, you know, for strength in your legs, just for all over physical strength. But I would be a great believer in good core strength. So our Wednesday night circuits then complement the walking stroke jogging stroke running on the weekends, you know. So you're getting 2 sessions over 10 weeks, And the difference at the end of 10 weeks, if you stick at it, is unbelievable, you know.
Fantastic. So Anne, if I could just ask, because I know that, you know, to keep that up, I'm sure in the early days, were there times when you thought, oh, I don't want to be bothered going out here?
Yes, definitely.
Know, tell me how.
Especially with Fermanagh weather.
I know.
Tell me how you got over that, because you obviously were able to get over those kind of obstacles, or what other obstacles, you know.
Well, it's kind of, you know, you just think, you know, how much do you want it, or, you know, how much do you want to improve your fitness, or even just, you know, to get out of the house for a bit of fresh air. And like, you know, I've seen me run in hailstones and rain, and, you know, once you get out, it's actually the physical aspect of getting out through the door. Once you're out through the door, you're fine. But it's just convincing yourself to get out through the door, you know.
So you were saying that you obviously within yourself had decided, I need to do something here. Had you come to that place?
And I think it's not even a case of need to do it. I think you have to want to do it.
That's it.
You know, if you need to do something, you'll put it off, and you'll put it off.
It.
But you have to want to do it, and I think that was the difference. Like, I wanted to exercise, I wanted to feel fitter, and, you know, I just thought back to the times, you know, when I did go out and felt great, and that helps you get out through the door then.
And that's really important, isn't that internal motivation?
Oh, absolutely.
Rather than somebody saying you should, you ought to.
Oh yeah, because the child in you will rebel and say, no, I'm not doing that.
Exactly and, you know, thinking about how has it affected sort of the rest of your life, or even has it had any effect on your family life?
Oh yes, definitely. Like, you know, we'd do more things as a family, you know, we'd be more physically active as a family. Like, you know, my daughter and myself would run, you know, rather, you know, when we're out walking, the boys will walk with their dad because he has bad backs. Me and Amy will run on then. And this year just started in January. We started doing the park run as well. And I'm trying to get the two boys to run a wee bit of it as well.
So that's had a knock-on effect on the family as well. What about you, Aidan? Were there any sort of obstacles, you know, at the beginning for you?
No, not really. I really enjoy it, and I look forward to it each week now, tell you the truth. Yeah.
And I suppose you were saying that it's even the social aspect of, are you living on your own now?
I am, yes.
So getting out and about.
Yeah.
I'm just even thinking for people watching, you know, there'll be people who think, 79, I'm sort of over the hill, I'll not be able to do anything. But even if you can just encourage people, I mean, just the benefits that you have received from doing that. And I suppose it's important that you've got a community aspect to this, where there are people who, you know, are going to come alongside you and everything.
Yeah, well, I hope so anyway.
Well, we've got good volunteers, so Angela and Adele over the last 2 years came out, didn't they? Because the group did get bigger. So they were marshalling just out of their own time, you know, they came along, and, you know, one of us would stay with the walking group, another with the jogging group, and then, of course, you'll always have, you know, a group of runners that are like whippets at the front, you know, so there was good support from the community in that sense too, you know, voluntary and a voluntary capacity, which was brilliant. And it's nice, wasn't it, Aidan? Because I think 2 years ago I got to know Aidan because this was great, this is my job. I got to walk with Aidan every Sunday evening for an hour around the circle. It was brilliant. And that's how we got to know each other. There was no pressure, you know.
Pressure. No.
And even the whole benefits of walking and talking.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
You know, I know for me, when I go out walking, I could go out with a problem and come back with it solved.
Yeah.
Because there's that whole thing of, you know, walking and talking and thinking through things.
Therapeutic.
Again, for your own mental health. Caroline, you were saying earlier on about Mary Rutledge, who is part of another walking group. And I think it's Churchill, isn't it?
Churchill Ladies, yeah, they're another, they were an established running, walking group whenever I moved here. So for us to come together, you have the whole cross-community aspect of things as well, which is absolutely brilliant. You know, it really has had the power to kind of unite the full community. You know, very inclusive. You know, the football club welcomed the whole community, you know, to the programme. So that's been a really positive aspect of this as well.
Still, the fact that Couch to 5K is open to everybody, you know, no matter what age you are, no matter what size you are, no matter what you look like, you know, anybody can do it, you know, and it is just going at your own pace, you know, at the beginning, like it might be just gentle walking, building up to faster walking, you know, that it is, you know, available for everybody to do, you know, and anybody can do it.
Yeah, it's achievable. It's definitely achievable.
And I think that's the key, isn't it? That's achievable, and it's over a period of time, because we can't just set goals overnight and think, we're going to go from here to there. It takes time, doesn't it?
And I think if people understand that from the off, you know, that it is a gradual build up, and you know, you will have days, like Anne said, that you don't want to come out, and days that you feel brilliant, and days that you feel, I didn't do that well today. But you know, it's just doing it. It's just getting out and actually doing it, you know.
And Aidan, what would be your plans for this year?
Well, we're still doing our Keep Fit on the Wednesday nights, and I will be starting now in June for the
3rd.
And then just keep at it is the main thing.
What do your family think about it?
My family, so they're very pleased. My family are all away.
Yeah, well, you see, this is the thing. Aidan's family, children are all living away, and they got him some lovely walking gear, didn't they, for Christmas last year?
That's lovely.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're delighted.
I bet they're really proud of you.
Oh, well.
Yeah, any plans? Or what are your plans for this year?
I want just to keep it going, and you know, we'll definitely do the Couch to 5K again, you know, and this year, like, I'd like to even think about maybe trying to do the 10K this year.
That's good.
I know, that's
I know. I'm just thinking, oh wow, it's amazing.
what a difference.
I know.
I'm walking a 5K to thinking of doing the 10K.
I'm going to embarrass Anne now as well, because Anne does a bit of strength training with me. So Anne, you don't mind me saying, suffered a sore lower back, as a lot of people do, you know. So we core a little bit of weight, carrying weight, you know yourself. A lot of people have suffered with, myself included, a few years ago, had a very sore lower back. But Anne now can deadlift. So a deadlift, you're really using the muscles, your core muscles, especially your back.
Wow.
Over her body weight, which has reduced dramatically over the last few years. But she now can deadlift. She couldn't even plank. If you know what a plank is a core move. Do you know the plank on your elbows and your feet? You couldn't have planked 2 years ago because her back. She wouldn't have been able. Now she can deadlift her own over 70 kg. I'm just going to embarrass you there.
And do you think, I mean, you said that you'd lost 4 stone, so in order to sort of keep that weight off, do you find, is it exercise or is it a combination of diet as well?
Yeah, like I had, you know, I would have lost, I suppose, a lot of the weight through Slimming World, you know. That's where I had been going, and my husband, he has lost weight through Slimming World as well. Like, between the two of us, we've lost 8 stone. Like, as the kids say, we've lost a person between us.
Wow, so again, Slimming World is brilliant, because that, again, you get into the habit and you know.
And it is like a healthy lifestyle, and as I say, it's not a diet. It's, you know, a healthy eating for the rest of our lives. Like, and you know, the children eat healthily as well. And as we were talking about something today, and this is like, Mummy never gives up, and that's just it. You know, that's
Mummy
you know,
never gives up.
Whereas I would have been one to give up,
Wow.
but that's what they said today. Mummy never gives
That's
up, and I thought that was, you know,
Isn't
great.
that
That's
fantastic?
brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. And just even the example that you're setting your children is just fantastic. I mean, you couldn't do anything better.
Yeah.
You know, by actually doing,
Just doing it.
saying what you're doing, what you say you're going to do, and do
that's
it,
it.
and keep
Just
at
do
it.
it, and stick
And
at
that
it.
whole persistence. So thank you so much for coming along today. I've really enjoyed listening to your stories, and so encouraging, really, really encouraging, and brilliant, Caroline, for just the work that you're doing here in the community.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is fantastic, because we need somebody, don't we? We need somebody
to
to
keep
be
us
championing.
motivated. Keep us motivated.
I love it. I do love my
going.
job.
And so thank you all for watching, and perhaps you feel that you would like to set some goals. You think, wow, I'd love to lose weight or start a fitness regime, or even just any other goal in your life. And if the whole thing of the fact that we do need other people to encourage us and to support us. And just to let you know that I'm running a one-day workshop on the 11th of February at the Barnabas Centre in Enniskillen. So if you go to my website, which is www.lindajohnson.co.uk, you'll get all the information there, and we would love to have you there. So come on, it's time to get up, do something, set the goals that we want to set, and let 2017 be that year that we really do achieve the things that we want to achieve. So great to have you, and I'll catch you next time.